करके फिर हमको फ़ोन किया सर कि आप कहाँ पे हो।
कपिल दोनों देना है कैरी करना मेरा बैग उधर मैं take my bag. The ladies sitting on the back of the table. So then I have to order for the chair. The chair should be there. Free chair, अच्छा.
Fast.
One spoon or
take your feet and go inside. You have registered 5 only. Full name, area, your name, your number, your sign. Fast. Full name. Come this away.
Right to full name.
This is fast.
उधर बैठे माटों में कल्चर बढ़ती है नहीं मैं जाता हूँ माटों में कल्चर ले लेता
वो डॉक्टर्स के so that we know that the crowd should know that they are the yes, they are different from others.
You registered there? No, but ma'am, you're registered there?
If you are from the same school as the possible here, you can just write to the name.
Registered? Go inside.
You finish and move on. Come. Good, he's writing. You want to write? Come. Move back. Write all your friends' name inside. Move back. Once you are registered, move back, please. Don't take the pen with you. Pen.
Don't take the pen, we are not short of pen.
Come this side.
सबका कर रहे हैं ना
Hello? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
श्वेता
You know,
बच्चा ही कर रहा हूँ वो सबके नाम क्या है फॉर्म
नंबर लेके
Yashwant
एक्सक्यूज मी
Come this side. Move back, move back.
Please make a line, all of you. Please make a line. अमित वॉल पेपर चलाओ ना लाइन और चलाओ कितने अभी 1 2 3 4 5 बाहर गेट तक
श्वेता और चालू कर रहे हैं 8 दिन कर रहे हैं
Come this side.
I'll go and take it.
So just come now, ma'am. So event is about to start. Yeah.
Oh my God. Come on, a little more enthusiasm, a little more josh, and we can do better. We are here as NIE newsmakers, which means we are actually the future of the country, and the future needs to be bright. Yes or no? Yes. So let's try a little more enthusiastic good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Much better. Thank you so much. Great. Welcome, everyone, to the Times of India and Brain IQ, bringing to you the NIE Newsmakers Meet 2018. We've got a whole lot of budding newsmakers, budding journalists, and they say journalism is the conscience of the country. You will be the future conscience of the country. Is that right? Yes? How many of you over here want to become a journalist? Only so many. I thought all hands would go up. Yeah? Good. But at least you'll get a fervor of what journalism is all about through this event and through this whole Newsmakers Meet. So let's give NIE a big round of applause as we start for bringing such a wonderful event year on year. And now to welcome all our young newsmakers, I'm going to invite on stage Ms. Monica Nathani, head for Times NIE. Give her a big round of applause. Here she is.
A very good morning, everyone. I extend a very hearty welcome to all the students present here. I would also like to welcome Mr. Pradeep Divate and all the dignitaries from NutriGold Brain IQ, who has made this event possible for all of us. Over the years, Times NI has brought to you several such endeavors that have been instrumental in the overall development of the student. We at Times NI strongly believe that reading is an art that can never die. In fact, most of the questions today are based on current affairs published in the Times. I can see all the students who read the paper regularly smiling to themselves. So, all the best to all of you. All of you are winners because you are here today. So keep reading and good luck again.
Thank you very much, Monica. Give them a big round of applause. Times NI. Thank you very much, Monica. Well, like we said, Times NI, along with our partners, regularly work towards nurturing and growing young minds. And to tell us how they do this, and of course, why they do this, I'm going to invite on stage Sugandha Indulkar, Senior Assistant Editor, TOI Student Edition. Give her a big round of applause and welcome her to stage.
Good morning, friends. It's nice to see young, cheerful faces, eager ones to make their mark here. We look forward to a long-standing association. I also can see a few of the last year's staff correspondents here. So we've got mutually to learn a lot. I from you and you from perhaps some of us. Times of India NI, as you've known and you've read for so many years today, is one newspaper which brings to young readers news that will make sense to the youth of India. When you say youth, you have a huge responsibility on your shoulders because you are the ones who are going to go out there, wave the flag of the nation high, make yourself proud, make your parents proud, your school, your institution proud, and Times NI proud of you, right? So today, be your best self. Put your thinking caps on. The eminent dignitaries that we have invited today for a panel discussion and a press conference, you as young journalists will be asking them questions. Introduce yourself first. Tell your name, your school name, from what part of Bombay you've come, that is where your school is located, and then you begin your question. Follow the decorum and also say that you are asking this question at the Times NI Newsmakers meet. Then you begin your question. See that your questions are meaningful. See that you do not repeat the question that has already been asked. Alright? This is about today's event. Questions will be more of learning from the dignitaries. What kind of lessons that you can inculcate, what kind of values you can glean from your small interaction today. Alright, that should be the aim of the question. And not to make the other person feel, oh, what kind of a question is this? Why am I ever here? Is this the kind of youth that is there today? No, we are here to create the most positive impression that we all know you have with you. So bear that in mind before you open your mouth for a question. Alright, I'm sure you'll do that, but it's my duty to remind you. And Times of India, how many of you have seen the TOI student website? Only so many? What about the rest? You're not even aware that TOI NI has a website of its own, toistudent.com. The first thing you'll do today when you go home is, you're going to log into that website, you're going to create your own ID, because it opens for you a huge door, a huge gamut of opportunities where you can do a lot of things, where you can win so many prizes, you can make yourself, your voices heard. It's an all-India website, from all over the country, schools and students participate, they have their own login created. So toistudent.com, make it your homepage from today. Alright? You can feature, you can go through the kind of articles that we put on the website. A lot of our star correspondents of the past have written onto the website also. And the website, as you know, has no borders. no geographical borders. So world over you have people visiting these websites. So you can send links to your friends abroad, relatives abroad, that see my article has been featured on Times of India student website. So it's much better than the print newspaper. It is an absolute borderless kind of a, and it has no space constraint also, no word limit also. You can write as much as you want, so long as you are making a point. The minute you start digressing, you have said what you wanted to say, you stop writing. Is it clear? Same goes for today's essay type question also. And if you have any questions, you can always ask the panel. See that you direct your question to a particular individual on the panel. I will be moderating the panel discussion. Ensure that I will give everyone an equal opportunity. So raise your hand, introduce yourself and ask that question. Some of you should take notes also so that you can share those notes with our team, and so you get a byline in the newspaper for the article that you submit today itself. Alright, you can do that as well. So I believe you will all do your best in terms of writing, in terms of questioning, and in terms of creating your own login onto the TOI student website. Alright, all the best.
Thank you very much, Subhadra. Give her a big round of applause. Enlightening our students and our young minds as to what is expected of them, not just today, but just generally. Okay, good. So are you all ready? Yes. Yes, ready for what? That we don't know. Quiz, okay. Ready for a little quiz. Yeah, but before we get to the quiz, I think an event like this would not be possible had we not had the support of our partners. So big round of applause to Brain IQ and NutriGold. Give them a big round of applause for partnering with Times NIE in bringing you the Newsmakers Meet for 2018, and the newsmakers are all set and ready. Good. Now, first things first. Have all of you got the sheet? Yes? Good. Make sure you fill in all the details of that. The residential phone number, mobile number, your email ID, address, school, all of that. Have you done that? Yes? Good. Now, as part of the quiz, we have 25 questions that you will write answers to. Okay? You are here as individuals and not as teams, so please look into your own sheet and answer. Got it? Yes? 25 questions, 1 point for every correct answer. Okay? Spelling mistakes. Should we allow or not allow? I thought you all wanted to be journalists. What happened? These days journalists use autocorrect. Okay. Good. So, we will allow spelling mistakes among answers as long as we understand what you have written and what you mean by that answer. Is that clear? Yes? No negative points, which means for a wrong answer we are not deducting any scores. So, write an answer. Which means, try and work out what could be the answer and put it down there, okay? And by try and work out, I mean intelligent guesswork. If I say which European country, don't write Pakistan. That's all, okay? So intelligent guesswork, correct? Yes? 25 questions. At the end of these 25 questions, we will repeat those questions for you, and then we will have 10 minutes given to you to write a news report on a topic. So we will give you the topic, we'll show the topic to you, and you write a news report. The news report will be on the reverse side of that sheet. Yes? Got that? Good. Any questions? No? Can we start? Yeah. Okay, so here is question number 1, and like Monica said, a lot of it is current affairs, If you've been reading the Times of India, you'll know the answers to these questions. Question number 1. Which 8-letter word defines the title of a newspaper or magazine at the top of the first or editorial page, or at the top of the first page or the editorial page, the title of the newspaper or magazine, which 8-letter word defines that? Which 8-letter word defines that? Question number 2. Born in 1972 as Ajay Singh Bisht, how is this personality more popularly known today? You want a clue? Yes, politician. Yeah. So born in 1972 as Ajay Singh Bisht, how is personality more popularly known today? Question number 3. Which of these is an essential fatty acid? DHA, alanine or glutamine? Which of these is an essential fatty acid? DHA, alanine or glutamine? Question number 4, again current affairs. Which famous businessman and inventor recently made history by sending a car into space? It was recently in the news. Very famous American businessman who also runs the car company. I need the name of the businessman, not the name of the car company. So which famous businessman and inventor recently made history by sending a car into space? Question number 5, again current affairs. Who is the author of the book Exam Warriors? Exam Warriors. It's a children's book. Who's the author? Exam Warriors. Question number 6. Which part of the body is often referred to as the command center of the nervous system? Which part of the body is often referred to as the command center of the nervous system? Question number 7. The Samjhauta Express is a bi-weekly train that runs between Delhi and which city in Pakistan? The Samjhauta Express runs between Delhi and which city in Pakistan? Question number 8. In which country did the 2018 Winter Olympics take place? In which country did the 2018 Winter Olympics take place? Question number 9. Who played the role of Devki Sabharwal in the 2017 film Mom? Who played the role of Devki Sabharwal in the 2017 film Mom? Question number 10. What was invented by an unknown person or a group of people under the name Satoshi Nakamoto? Again, quite in the news. Satoshi Nakamoto. No one knows whether it's one person or it's a group of people, but that's the name. Satoshi Nakamoto. What did this, person invent? Person or group of people, we don't know. Nobody has seen or met Satoshi Nakamoto. Question number 11. The image of which monument will you find on the reverse side of a 200 rupee note? The image of which monument will you find on the reverse side of a 200 rupee note? Question number 12. Who is the author of books titled The Gruffalo, Room on the Broom, Charlie Cook's Favorite Book? Yeah. Again, quite in the news because this author recently visited Mumbai. It was all in the newspaper. The Gruffalo, Room on the Broom, Charlie Cook's Favorite Book. Those are 3 books, only 3 of the many books that this author has written. Question number 13. cells that make up the nervous system called? Is it called nephrons, neurons, or axons? Cells that make up the nervous system, what are they called? Nephrons, neurons, or axons? Question number 14. Kiran Bedi is the Lieutenant Governor of which Union Territory? Kiran Bedi is the Lieutenant Governor of which Union Territory? Question number 15. Which word defines a discussion or informational website published on the internet consisting of discrete, often informal diary-style text entries? What is this kind of a website called? Which has diary-styled text entries, which is discussion or informational based. It's a 4-letter word. 4-letter word. What are these kind of websites called? A lot of journalists have their own websites like these. What are they called? Question number 16. UP Yodha, Tamil Thalaivas, Haryana Steelers and Gujarat Fortune Giants are teams in which sporting league? Which sporting league are these teams? UP Yodha, Tamil Thalaiva, Haryana Steelers and Gujarat Fortune Giants. Question number 17. Omega-3 fatty acid is a saturated fatty acid, an unsaturated fatty acid, or a polyunsaturated fatty acid. Question number 18. Which European power brought the guava fruit to India? Which European power brought the guava fruit to India? Yeah, like the European powers that were ruling in India at one point, among those, which of those brought the guava fruit to India? The guava is not a native of India. It used to not grow in India before. Question number 19. According to the Department of Consumer Affairs, the payment of which component in a bill in restaurants is no longer mandatory or compulsory? Again, news. So the Department of Consumer Affairs said that on a restaurant bill, this part of the bill is not compulsory, which the restaurants were charging. What part of the bill is that? Question number 20. What is the feature on Instagram that lets you share all the moments of your day where the photos and videos disappear after 24 hours and won't appear on your profile called? What is this feature called? Where you can share all the moments of your day, photos, videos, everything, and then after 24 hours, it disappears. Doesn't appear on your profile. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of you are on Instagram. I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, but... Question number 21 is a visual. Yeah? Can't see. What do you can't see? You can't see the face. I don't know how, because you can see? Where only top screen can't see, is it?
You can ask them to zoom.
Sorry? One minute. Yeah, students on top. You can see or can't see? Okay. Yes if you can, no if you can't. Yes or no? Okay, there are 10 students who said no. Okay. 10 students who said no. I don't know. Maybe you need to have brain IQ. Okay, next one. Yeah. So this is the logo of which international non-profit organization that publishes classified or secret information and news leaks. What is this organization called? Some people say it's a good thing, some people say it's a bad thing. You know, governments think it's not good. What is this organization called? Again, quite in the news. I can't believe you can't see unless there's some kind of a reflection over there that they can't see. Oh, the curtain is blocking. Okay. So now I understand the problem. Can you come a little ahead? Can you move up chairs? Move as in move down. Yeah, come lower. We'll try putting it on the side as well. Yeah, we'll put the last question up again for you, don't worry. We'll make sure everybody has a fair opportunity to see this. Thank you for bringing it to our notice as well. Thanks. Is this better? Yes, you can see this? Okay, good. We're going to go one question back. Yeah. So this was the previous question where we asked you to identify this personality. Is it better now? Yes. Okay. Okay, 22, we'll move ahead. Yeah. So we asked you to identify which organization this is, non-profit organization that publishes classified information and news leaks. That was 22. 23 is another visual. Yeah. So this is a statue in Mumbai. To which place in Mumbai does this statue lend its name? As in, which place in Mumbai is named after this statue? So this statue lends its name to a popular place in Mumbai. Which one? "24" is an audio. You don't need to see the audio. You hear it.
But I think I invented pre-porn because I know that way back when I was in college and writing in the Indian magazines, I thought that, I'm talking about 1972, 73, I thought it was a shame that the only way you could describe an appointment being brought forward was to say it was advanced, which sounded odd to Indian ears. So I said, if you can postpone an appointment, why not pre-porn? And I started using it in my articles. You know, I pre-porned an appointment and I pre-porned this engagement. And then I found that it's becoming quite popular. It's all over the place. So I'd like to take credit for it, but I can't prove.
Okay. So who's that personality who's talking about it? By the way, through that, you also realize that pre-porn is actually not a legitimate English word, okay, from the dictionary. So you can't say that it's been pre-porned, the appointment. But yes, we tend to use it as a colloquial term, okay? So, but who is the gentleman who's taking credit for using the word pre-porn way back in the 1970s, and then he says it just caught on? We'll play that one more time for you.
Well, I think I invented pre-porn because I know that way back when I was in college.
complete all-round knowledge. Even this is important. Yeah. I need the name of the singer. Okay, we'll run you through these 25 questions one more time. Let's go back on the questions. This time we'll go a little faster. Question number 1, which 8-letter word defines the title of a newspaper or magazine at the top of the first or editorial page? Question number 2, born in 1972 as Ajay Singh Bisht, how is this personality more popularly known? Question number 3, which of these is an essential fatty acid, DHA, alanine or glutamine? Question number 4, which famous businessman and inventor recently made history by sending a car into space? Question number 5, who is the author of the book Exam Warriors? Question number 6, which part of the body is often referred to as the command center of the nervous system? Question number 7, the Samjhauta Express is a bi-weekly train that runs between Delhi and which city in Pakistan? Question number 8, in which country did the 2018 Winter Olympics take place? Question number 9, who played the role of Devki Sabharwal in the 2017 film Mom? Question number 10, what was invented by an unknown person or a group of people under the name Satoshi Nakamoto? Question number 11, the image of which monument will you find on the reverse side of a 200 rupee note? Question number 12, who is the author of the book's title? The Gruffalo, Room on the Broom, Charlie Cook's favorite book. Question number 13, what are the cells that make up the nervous system called? Options, nephron, neurons or axons. Question number 14, Kiran Bedi is the Lieutenant Governor of which Union Territory? Question number 15, which word defines a discussion or informational website published on the internet consisting of discrete, often informal diary-style text entries? Question number 16, the UP Yodha, Tamil Thalaiva, Haryana Steelers, Gujarat Fortune Giants are teams in which sporting league? Question number 17, omega-3 fatty acid is options A, saturated fatty acid, B, unsaturated fatty acid, C, polyunsaturated fatty acid. Question number 18, which European power brought the guava fruit to India? Question number 19, according to the Department of Consumer Affairs, the payment of which component in a bill in restaurants is no longer mandatory? Question number 20, what is the feature on Instagram that lets you share all the moments of your day, where the photos and videos disappear after 24 hours and won't appear on your profile called? Question number 21 is a visual. Identify this gentleman. Question number 22. This is the logo of which international non-profit organization that publishes classified information and news leaks? Question number 23. To which place in Mumbai does this statue lend its name? Question number 24 was the audio. We'll play that one more time for you.
But I think I invented Pre-Pone, because I know that way back when I was in college and writing in the Indian magazines, I thought that, I'm talking about 1972, 73, I thought it was a shame that the only way you could describe an appointment being brought forward was to say it was advanced, which sounded odd to Indian ears. So I said, if you can postpone an appointment, why not prepone it? I started using it in my articles. You know, I preponed an appointment and I preponed this engagement. And then I found that it's becoming quite popular. It's all over the place. So I'd like to take credit for it, but I can't prove.
Okay, and 25 was that music. We'll play that one more time for you so that you can enjoy Good, so 25 questions done. Yes, now it's time for you to write your news report, and your topic for that is I for India, I for innovation. So you have 10 minutes starting now to write a news report or an essay on I for India, I for innovation. It's one topic, okay? That's not two different topics. The entire topic title is I for India, I for innovation. So one topic. There's no choice of topics or anything. Yeah, can we have some more NIE coordinators help us collect the answer sheets? Pass. Yeah, everyone just pass your answer sheets. Okay, everyone from that side, pass it to the center line.
Pass on the answer. Pass on. Pass on, pass on. Pass on the answer, please pass. Collect. Pass on the answers, pass. Pass. Quickly.
Excuse me, sir.
Still waiting?
Collect the answers, yeah. Come on, pass. Not taken, huh? Collect the answers. On the right and top corner.
We've got a few messages from our partners, Brain IQ. Okay, here is a little something from them.
It's not an easy task. An intensely complex and smoothly coordinated effort goes into producing your daily Times of India.
And putting it all together are four primary departments. Response, which seeks advertising for the paper. Editorial, which selects and presents the news and views you find in the paper. Production, which is responsible for the printing of the 37 lakh odd copies of the paper and results in market development. Which makes sure that each copy of the Times of India reaches you, the reader.
An advertisement that appears in the paper typically begins its journey to print many weeks earlier.
Its advertisements in primarily two ways, through either walk-in clients or the sales teams. Once the ad has been booked, it is checked, scheduled and placed into a particular day's paper. Care must be taken to ensure that all the advertisements have been placed according to specification. Advertising determines the number of pages in the next day's edition. The final dummy with all the advertisements placed on the right page and in the right size is then handed over to editorial in the evening.
Meanwhile, the preparation of the editorial side of the paper is also underway. This is a result of the various sections of the team working together, including the business desk, the sports desk, the main news desk, the city supplements and the editorial pages.
It's important to capture the level.
It all begins at about 2:30 p.m. when top section heads have a quick news meeting where the day's newspapers are reviewed and the next day's paper is conceptualized. Reporters leave to cover their stories soon after. By 3 p.m., the graphics team and the desk begin working on the basic layout and stories. The reporters return to file and finalize their stories with the main desk through the day. At 7 p.m., the most important editorial meeting of the day takes place. For the first time in the day, the next day's paper seems to be coming alive. Meanwhile, the main desk keeps updating stories and tracking breaking news. The different teams interact among themselves and update the pages as and when required. By 8 p.m., the plan for the next day's edition of the Times of India is ready. 3 hours later, the main edition is finalized and sent to the system. Changes can be made in case of breaking news till 2 in the morning.
Pages are then given in PDF format to the production department, which is responsible for printing millions of copies of the paper. Printing plates are now sequentially prepared using state-of-the-art computers to plate technology and sent to the presses.
Our German Culliman presses, used by the best and the biggest newspaper companies across the world, start printing the supplements in the newspaper by 11 a.m. The printing of the main edition starts by about 8 in the evening. The state-of-the-art machines continuously print 120,000 to 170,000 copies per hour using imported newsprint. No human hand touches the printing process. Everything from sorting to bundling, packing to labeling is done by state-of-the-art machines, including fully automated mailroom equipment. Last, the ready bundles are handed over to R&D for dispatch.
As soon as the papers are printed, it's time for the results and marketing department to step in. They are the ones who make sure that your daily copy of the Times of India makes its way from the printing press to your doorstep every single day, come rain or sunshine.
The R&D department supervises a complex system where hundreds of people must go through a carefully orchestrated pattern of movements. The first of which begins at 12 in the night, when the first bundles of the newspapers are loaded into company trucks from each printing center. From there, they're taken to the sale depots. This happens in the wee hours of the morning, much before daybreak. Here, the Times of India salesmen sell each of the 37 lakh copies, including the outstation copies, to the vendors. The vendors in turn give the copies to the sub-vendors who hand them over to the beat boys. And the beat boys deliver your early morning copy of your favorite paper at your doorstep each and every day.
And that, in a nutshell, is how a day in the life of the Times of India looks like.
Great, so that was just the life of a newspaper. And if you get to be journalists, well, that would be part of the life that you would be leading as well. Good. So how did you do the quiz? Good? Yes, easy, hard, difficult, medium? Medium. Medium is not bad. Very good. Medium is good. Okay. Do you want some prizes? Yes? Good. So we'll ask you those questions again. We'll ask you maybe about 20 of those questions. And then you put your hand up and we'll come to you. If you give us the right answer, we'll give you a prize. Is that okay? Yes? Also our friends on top. We'll give you also prizes. Got it? So the first question, we'll ask somebody on top. Which 8-letter word defines the title of a newspaper or magazine at the top of the first or editorial page? The girl right here in front with the red hairband. Red hair, you're red hairband, you're not wearing one. Headlines, not headlines, that's not even 8 letters. Yeah. Yes, the boy over there with the specs. Yeah, the second last row. Yes. Sorry? Newsletter, not newsletter. Yeah. Headlines, I said no. Headline is also no. The girl. Masthead. Give her a big round of applause. Masthead. Masthead. Very good. Which school? Sacred Heart School. That's a good answer. Okay, born in 1972 as a basic dish, thousand personality, more popularly known. The boy in the last row. Last row. Yeah, you put your hand down when I... Yes, now you put your hand up. Yeah, the boy on this side. Yogi Adityanath is a good answer. Good, give him a prize. Okay, which of these is an essential fatty acid? DHA, alanine or glutamine? We have the girl over here. DHA is the right answer. Give it a big round of applause. DHA is good. And the prize over here. Which famous businessman and inventor recently made history by sending a car into space? Yeah, the boy in the yellow t-shirt over there. Elon Musk. And what does Elon Musk do? Fantastic. SpaceX and Tesla. Give him a big round of applause. Very good. So he really knows his stuff. Good. Okay, who is the author of the book Exam Warriors? Exam Warriors. Yeah, the boy over there with the blue folder. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, with the tie. Sorry? Narendra Modi. Exam Warriors. And you all are laughing because you don't know the right answer. That is the right answer. Give him a big round of applause. Super. 2 prizes for him. One from me, one from Narendra Modi. Ciao. 2 prizes. Good. Yeah, so Exam Warriors is a book by Narendra Modi. Which part of the body is often referred to as the command center? Yes, the girl over here. Brain is the right answer. Let's give her a prize. Okay, we've done no one on that row. Let's get to that row. Okay. The Samjhauta Express is a bi-weekly train that runs between Delhi and which city? Let's see. Let's get the girl sitting next to that boy. Yeah, next to the Sardar boy. Yes, the girl sitting next to him. Lahore is the right answer. Good. Yeah. Everybody is so happy they got it right. With the 2018 Winter Olympics take place, yes. South Korea is the right answer. Who played the role of Devki Sabharwal in the 2000 film Mom? Yeah, yes. Sri Devi, yes, that's the right answer. Give her a prize. Yeah. Very unfortunate death of a great, brilliant actress. Yes. What was invented by an unknown person or a group of people under the name Satoshi Nakamoto? Yeah, we've got a few hands over there. The boy in the first row. The boy in the first row with the blue jacket, I think. No? Yeah, stand up, stand up. Bitcoin. A Bitcoin. Give him a big round of applause. Bitcoin. The image of which monument will you find on the reverse side of a 200 rupee note? The girl over there. Is that a girl? Yeah. Yes. Sanchi Stupa is good. Sorry? Arey, Sanchi Stupa was said on top. Not over here. The girl on top said Sanchi Stupa. Relax. Top. Don't get confused. We are packed with the audience. There are people on top. Okay, who is the author of books titled The Gruffalo, Room on the Broom, Charlie Cook's favorite book? So many, not many hands up. I'm surprised. And the girl of that? Yes? Julia Donaldson is the right answer. Give her a big round of applause. Julia Donaldson. Yeah, so I don't know if you've been reading the newspapers, but Julia Donaldson recently visited India for the Jaipur Literary Fest. Yes, and then she did these fantastic shows for kids across Mumbai and Delhi. Okay, and if you haven't read their books, though there may be books, you would have outgrown them by age, but they're still fun books. Even I love them, okay? So Julia Donaldson, The Gruffalo is something you must read. What are the cells that make up the nervous system called? Nephrons, neurons, or axons? Hey, you're a star correspondent. Eh? Last year you've won enough prizes. Wait now. Yes. Neurons is the right answer. Good. Kiran Bedi is the Lieutenant Governor of which union territory? The boy over there? Dadra Nagar Haveli? No, the boy with the green...
Pondicherry.
Pondicherry is the right answer. Pondicherry or Pondicherry. Which word defines a discussion or informal website published on the internet consisting of discrete, often informal, let's go on top. The boy right at the end, yes. Yeah, you're looking behind, there's no one behind you. Yeah. Blog is the right answer. Blog, B-L-O-G. Okay, now for the 5 audiovisual questions. The first one, the personality that we showed you, the girl over here, Justin Trudeau. And who is Justin Trudeau? Sorry? Not the President, the Prime Minister of Canada. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the prize. Okay, second one. The logo that we showed you, we asked you which organization is that? Yeah, the boy over here who's jumping up. WikiLeaks is a good answer. WikiLeaks. Good. We showed you that statue and we asked you to which place in Mumbai does it lend its name. There's a girl with a scarf over there. Yes. Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, no. Yes, the boy over there. Shivaji Park, no. Yeah, the boy over there? Huh? Dadar? Not. No, Chhatrapati Shivaji. No. First of all, 1 minute. Sorry? First of all, that is not Shivaji on the horse. So sit. Okay, Shivaji looked nothing like that. How would the girl over there. Is that a girl? Yeah, the girl over there. Sorry? Kala Ghoda. Give her a big round of applause. Kala Ghoda. Kala Ghoda. Yeah, the art district of Mumbai, the Kala Ghoda festival which just happened. That is why I asked him one question, I'm coming over here. Yeah, but there is there also, there is here also. Okay, now tell me, what was the name of the gentleman whose voice you heard?
Arjit.
Yeah, let's go. The boy with the yellow. See, that's the way to catch my attention. Tell me. Tharoor like a friend. What's his full name? Shashi Tharoor is the right answer. Shashi Tharoor. Yeah, the Indian politician with impeccable English, he says. Yeah. And finally, the singer. Yeah. Everybody shout the answer. Good, Atif Aslam. For that answer, you will all get snacks at the end. Good. And the NI Newsmakers meet. Fantastic. So now, it's the moment which a lot of you have been waiting for. Time for you very soon to be asking your questions to a great panel that we put together. And of course, be part of a press conference for young budding journalists. Are you excited about this? Yes? How many of you already have questions planned? Oh wow. Good. So quite a few hands going up. So the questions will go to a panel which is quite a varied mix of great personalities who are here to talk to young minds, enlighten them, and of course, share their thoughts and ideas. So I'm going to introduce our panel to you. Our first panelist is the principal of a conservation architectural consultancy firm based in Mumbai. Her practice has won 8 UNESCO award citations for conservation. Please put your hands together for Mrs. Aba Narayan Lamba. Let's give her a big round of applause. And I'd like to request Mr. Pavan Janki, Assistant VP for RMD West, to join us on stage to felicitate Aba. Let's give a big round of applause for Pawan as well. Heading the R&B team, of which Times NIA is a part. Our next panelist is someone you've seen quite a few times on the silver screen, but today she's taken time to be with young minds, and trust me, she is as inspirational as she is a great actress. Please put your hands together for Sonali Kulkarni. Our next panelist is the founder of Mind Temple, finished her MBBS from JJ's group of hospitals in the year 1985 and has been a practicing consultant and psychiatrist for the past 20 years. Put your hands together for Dr. Anjali Chhabaria. Yeah, the applause needs to get louder. Thank you very much, Pawan, for felicitating our guests. We still have more panelists, but for that I'm going to invite Monica to do the honors of felicitating our next panelist. We have Dr. Sameer Dalwai, who is a developmental pediatrician, honorary consultant for Nanavati Super Speciality Hospital and director for New Horizon. Yeah, the applause needs to come with lots more enthusiasm. Come on. Our next panelist, well, is a developmental and behavioral pediatrician and works exclusively in the field of neurodevelopment and behavioral pediatrics. Please put your hands together for Dr. Leena Deshpande. Well, we'd also like to felicitate our partners and our sponsors from NutriGold. We have Mr. Pradeep Divate, Director NutriGold, who's with us. We'd like to invite him on stage. Let's give him a big round of applause. And we have Mr. Abir Chakraborty, Director Sales and Marketing. Put your hands together for him as well. Thank you very much, Monica. Well, joining the panel now and also facilitating this entire press conference of sorts with young journalists, young budding journalists, is Sugandha Indulkar, Senior Assistant Editor, TOI Student Edition. Give her a big round of applause as well. Great. Now, before we hand it over to the panel to share their ideas with these young minds and of course inspire them, then they'll have questions. And trust me, this is going to be tougher than any other conference you've been at. Okay, I can tell you, I've been part of this for years now, and these minds can really, really surprise us. Okay, so be ready for that. But before we get to that, we have last year's star correspondents who did fabulously well. They've been groomed by Times of India to be budding journalists, and today is the day when we kind of applaud them for everything that they've achieved over the last year, and of course congratulate them. So these are the star correspondents from the last year, 2016-17, and you should look up to these people, these young students who come up, because you could be one of them next year. First of all, we've got Tanay Toshniwal from Class 10 St. Teresa Convent, Mumbai. Give him a big round of applause, our star correspondent. Yeah. So I'm told there will be 10 of those that will happen. Our next star correspondent, Vanshika Lohana, Class 9, New Horizon Public School, Airoli, Navi Mumbai. Congratulations, Vanshika. Snehal Sarangi, Class 10, APJ School, Kharghar, Navi Mumbai. Snehal. Arushi Purre, Class 9, DLE International, Kharghar, Navi Mumbai. Come on, louder with the applause, louder with the applause.
We work it out slow.
Our next star correspondent shares a name with one of our panelists actually. Abha Puri, Class 9, Children's Academy, Malad Branch, Mumbai. Aditi Mishra, Class 9, St. Gregorius High School, Chembur. Trivedi, Class 9, Sri Chandulal Nanavati Vidya Mandir, Mumbai. AKS Khurana, Class 9, Hiranandani Foundation School, Powai. Don't stop clapping. Remember the next year when you are a star correspondent, you would want everyone else to clap. So you should clap for them as well. Ami Mandavya from Class 9, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishna Vidyalaya, Borivali. That's a big smile he's got, Avi. And finally, Rohan Mathur, Class 10, Leelavati Bai Poddar High School, Mumbai. Good, let's have all our star correspondents join our distinguished panel. We'd like to request the NutriGold team to join us on stage as well for the group photograph. The team from NutriGold.
Lift off.
of applause for this entire stunning group of journalists, budding young journalists. Yeah, I think we got it. For our young budding journalists in the audience, like Sugandha said right at the beginning, when you ask a question, introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, tell us your name, which school, and who among the panelists you'd like that question to be answered by. Yes? So make sure you do that, and Sugandha will take over.
So now we come to the most important session of the day, the session you all have been eagerly waiting for. We will right away begin with the questions and answers. So you can raise your hands as to who wants to ask the first question. Isn't there anyone? Okay, yes. Can we pass the mic in the audience? This yellow t-shirt.
Who is a psychiatrist, to my understanding. So there's a lot of stigma around mental health in India. There is fear of, because it's just a mental illness, it's not a real illness. So what could be your advice to children silently suffering from illnesses just due to fear?
What a question.
Thank you. I think it's a wonderful question. I'm so glad you're talking about this, because by you just think this question, it shows me that the youth of India does not care about stigma. And I think a fantastic applause to all of you for that. Because you are the new generation, okay? And forget what the old people thought. You know, the old people thought that only mad people go to psychiatrists. But this is the generation which has seen their zindagi, right? And for them, everybody should go to a mental health professional, either a psychologist or a psychiatrist, because the mind is just like any other organ, right? So if we have a kidney problem, we will go to a kidney doctor. If you're suffering from asthma, your parents will take you to a chest specialist. So similarly, if you or any of your friends around you, okay, are going through some kind of emotional disturbances, it could be related to either stress during exams, it could be related to the fact that your parents expect too much from you, or you yourself expect too much from yourself. Okay, it can just be because your parents are fighting too much. They're fighting more than you fight with your sibling. You know, and that is irritating you. So we need to understand that just like we can get dengue or malaria, and we are not ashamed to take help, similarly, at times our mind may not be functioning enough, because of which we may feel sad, we may feel like crying. Okay, at times we may even get negative ideas and negative thoughts of ending our lives. Okay, that's the time to just walk up to your counselor. Don't worry if anybody is looking at you or not. Just say that, you know, I want to talk to you, because it's smart to take help. It is no longer a stigma, because we have fantastic youth like you who will go out and spread the word that if you need help, take it. Okay, thank you.
She wants to ask a question. Go ahead. We can hear you.
I'm Gayatri Tendulkar. Thank you. I'm Gayatri Tendulkar from Gokudam High School. It's in Goregaon East. My question is directed towards Ms. Sonali Kulkarni. Since you are an actress, I would like to ask you the questions. Regarding the Mrs. Sridevi Kapoor death, I know it's not due to the various medicines she used to take due to for her weight reduction and various surgeries. But what is your opinion on actresses undergoing surgeries and taking weight reduction pills just so they can look good and have a role in the films?
Thank you, Gayatri. I'm very surprised at your question that even people at your age are also thinking about what an actor goes through. So it is very, it shows your sensitivity more than anything. I feel somewhere because of, television initially used to be a square box. Now they have changed the size of the lens. And even if I am, for example, 59 kilos right now, on screen I may look 65 because of that. And also social media has boomed in last few years. For example, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, we are more exposed to each other and the craze to look beautiful all the time is developing. For example, few years back there was no concept called airport look. We always traveled in comfortable clothing. But today you can see that actors are preferring to wear designer clothes. They carry bags, they wear shoes according to their dress. So the pressure is mounting on actors. So somewhere I feel that it is reciprocal and actors also unite and take a stand that there are few things for my profession and at the same time, I'm not only my profession. I have my personal life and it's okay to be loving your family because at times actors are pushed so much that you have event here, you have promotion there, you have a photo shoot, you are going to get an award. So all the time there is a need to look good, wear makeup, wear fantastic outfits and labels, and that in that hurry and pressure they start feeling guilty that if I don't do this, audience will forget me. And if I do this, I'm not able to give time to my family. So somewhere I feel, as Anjali correctly told you about how we have to balance our emotional health, we have to take a data with ourselves. As an actor, I'm saying that, what is important to me? Will I do it at the cost of my family? How important is the sacrifice? So I think time is definitely calling for it, that the entire actor community will have to think that the amount of concentration we offer to our roles, more than that we have to concentrate on our social media activities. Is it worth? And we definitely need audience's help to build our firm beliefs in our families and in our friends.
Thank you. I think this question was so pertinent about the media and what's happening, and a lot of us see the people in the media or films as role models. So even for those who are not aspiring to go to the film industry, I think there is an equal amount of craze to try and look good. And that is the pressure. It's not only about Sridevi ji as an actress. I think everybody in this audience and everybody we know also has the same desire to try and look good. And especially at the age at which you are, that may be considered probably the most important thing. Because we're going through these changes and that's what we want. I'm not saying that you should not be focused or concerned about how you look. But remember one thing, the skin is going to age much faster than your brain. While your skin is going to grow older faster, it's your brain that's going to remain active. And eventually, you have a choice what to focus on. Do you just want to focus on your muscles and skin, or do you want to focus on your brain? Because what's going to stand by you in every crisis at every time of your life, irrespective of whether somebody likes the color of your skin or the shape of your muscles and body, what's going to stand by you is your ability to think for yourself and for your family and for others you love and care for. So it's a request, try and focus more on that. Thank you.
Surgeries, so I didn't complete my answer. Surgeries are certainly no. Surgeries for medical issues is absolutely fine. Surgeries for looking good, in my opinion, are absolute no.
Should we take the next question? Yes, here. Could we take the mic here?
question today is to Dr. Anjali ma'am. It's often said by children that they want to become psychiatrists in the future because there'll be a more need of psychiatrists than normal doctors because of peer pressure, exam pressure, the need to have a lot of followers and likes on social media. So what are your views on that?
We definitely need lots of psychiatrists in our country because we only have 5,000. Can you imagine for the whole country? So it's like, one train from Andheri to Churchgate carries 5,000 people. Can you imagine only one train to take care of all of India? Okay, so we definitely need more and more mental health professionals. But you don't only need to be a psychiatrist. You can become a psychologist, you can become a counselor. You can do work in the field of mental health. Okay, and it's definitely true that mental health problems are increasing. And why are they increasing? Because today you have an access to things which are happening all over the world. But at the same time, we do not have the support system to deal with this. For even, how many schools have counselors here? Just put up, which is fantastic. When we started working 25 years ago, there were no counselors. And I remember going to schools and talking to principals and saying that we need a counselor. And they would say, no, we don't need. We don't need. But today all your schools have counselors. So that means we'll need more and more people because definitely WHO has predicted that next 2 or 3 years, depression is going to be numbered in our country. But we also need mental health workers like you today who can identify mental health issues. So don't wait till you become a psychiatrist. Start today. Start identifying if your friend is looking unhappy, if your friend is not coming to school, if a jokingly says that, it's better if I kill myself, take it seriously. Don't go and talk amongst each other, but talk to that friend after school and say, you know what, I am really upset by what you said. We talk about it. If any of your friends says that, I want to kill myself, don't sleep. Go talk to your parents, his or her parents, or if you don't trust the parents, talk to a teacher you trust. Talk to a doctor you trust. Recently on a school trip, one girl said this, that I don't feel like living. A lot of the other kids went to sleep, but there was a girl who had attended a talk like this. She went up to the teachers at 2 o'clock in the morning, woke them up and said, I can't sleep because my friend has made this statement. I know tomorrow my other friends will say, oh, tu to chamchi hai, jaake school teacher se baat karti hai. But I'd rather be a chamchi and save my friend's life. So I think that is what I want all of you to do. Okay? Thank you.
That's a very beautiful answer and a very meaningful question at that. I would also want, Abhaji to perhaps share some of the anecdotes that she may be witnessing at home. She has a teenage daughter, I know, and a lot of teenage issues. Now Abhaji is actually a conservation architect. Okay, whatever restoration projects you all see in South Bombay, all the old buildings which have started looking astoundingly beautiful, a lot of credit goes to her and her team. Okay. So Abhaji, would you like to share some of your experiences back home on the home front or your friends or whatever?
No, I have a daughter who's in class 11 and she's just been through her board exams. And I just think that it's something that's become so stressful in this generation. And eventually, trust me, I know your parents and your teachers and your peers are always goading you to do brilliantly. But ask any of us, and when we have a conversation at our age, does anybody question what were your marks in class 10 or what were your marks in class 12? And believe me, it's important to pass, it's important to get through, but what you should choose as your career is not what people expect you to, because from perhaps the age of 20 to the age of 60, for 40 years of your life, you are going to be doing that every day of your life. So choose your career purely based on what your skill sets are and what excites you enough to be able to wake up every Monday morning and reach your workplace. And I think that it's not just the marks, but your interest in a particular field and your passion for that field. So do chill with counting every percentage. Study, but focus on what you really love best.
We can take some of the questions from the right hand side, if there are any mics there. Mics, just hand it out. We have some time.
I think once the question is over, you can take the mic and pass it to the next person. That might save time.
Thank you. I am Vapsal Maniyar. I am from Swadhyaya Bhavan, Matunga. My question is to Ms. Sonali Kulkarni. As an actress, also you told that the social media has boomed in the past some years. How do actors and actors handle trolls made on?
Interesting. Everybody has a different strategy to handle trolls. But I think, you have trolling right from the childhood. You have trolls at home. You have your siblings. You have your friends who are your very own trolls. So you are answering criticism right from the childhood. So I look at it fairly because you don't have to believe that everyone is nasty. You can believe that some people genuinely have comments about your work. For example, I recently did a movie called Gulab Jam. Anyone knows Marathi here? I think all of you should know because it is a native language, and at least try to understand Marathi because many of the people in this state speak Marathi. So in that film, we have a very interesting concept that how much passion do we follow? Because there are people who are going to criticize us for our choices. So there is a boy in our film, our hero, who comes to me. I am a chef in the film. I am a fantastic chef in my life, but also in the film. So he comes to me and tells me that I want to learn cooking from you. And I dismiss him. And then our friendship grows and then I start teaching him. But he has faced variety of people opposing him for what he wants to do. He's a banker, our hero, who's working in London, but he wants to learn Marathi cooking, Marathi cuisine. And everybody is laughing at him, right? From his girlfriend to his family, friends, everybody is saying, you are earning so well. Why do you want to cook? It's so, it's so shameful for boys to be cooking. And this boy has constructive conviction that he says, but I want to follow my passion. I feel like cooking. I feel creative when I cook. So what is the harm in learning cooking? So I appeal to all of you that forget about criticism. As Abha correctly said, that follow your passion, follow what your heart tells you. Just because you earned 98% in your board exams or wherever in 10th or 12th, it doesn't mean that you have to follow a particular side. You can choose what you want to do. There are, my times were different. When I was in 10th or 12th, I had limited options. But even then, for my times, for a girl from Pune, from a middle class family who had no background in theatre or commercial cinema, I made it well for myself. I'm proud of it. I think you all can decide that at least you don't become a troll for someone. Try to accept someone with open arms, try to welcome their decisions, because arriving at a decision is a very difficult task. It's an effort to reach there. So help someone reaching to their destination. Please don't.
Can I just take up that troll issue? Because again, this is from a celebrity perspective, but from a regular perspective. Remember one thing, the aim that the troll's aim is to make you feel bad, is to discourage you, and to make you stop what you're doing, which means you are doing something worthy enough, you're doing something good enough, and you yourself are good enough to be trolled. So it's like a boat. Unless there are holes in it, the water will not enter the boat, even if you're on a huge sea. Understand the troll's game. it is to make you feel discouraged. Simply ignore and delete that troll from your account or whatever. Once you get trolled, just block that person. That will save you a lot of positive energy and will help you focus better on what you're doing well already.
I would like to take the question a little, deviate the question, ask Dr. Leena. She is a developmental specialist with children. Okay, when children have developmental issues and problems, a lot of stress is given in education towards inclusivity. Okay, so do children accept children with deformities, with mental problems, with any kind of problems? What has been your experience?
You know what, all these prejudices which we have come from adults. If a child is growing up with other child who has, say, is disabled from nursery onwards, you just accept the child the way the child is. You don't find a difference if you are going to grow up with this child. You take in the positives and the negatives of the child as it is. So yes, inclusion works, but if we start early, if we include in the right way and give the right support to the child, children are the most accepting. It's the adults who do not accept.
Could we have a question from the balcony audience? Yes, do we have mics up there? Yes, stand up please.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Bhavna Mishra. I am from Pathak Technical English High School. It's in Santa Cruz East. I want to ask the question to Sonali, ma'am. Yeah. So my question is, you are an actress. For sure, you will be having a Facebook and Instagram account. Some people are always trying to put yourself down. So what will you do for that?
It is quite similar to the earlier question, Bhavna, but it's okay. I always respect somebody else's opinion. Whenever I have comments or reactions on my social media accounts which are, not very pleasant. They talk about your dressing, they talk about your acting, they talk about the events you go to, they talk about your personal life at times. But that can be their view. Earlier when we had no social media, there were people who wrote about you in letters or in newspapers. And you have to respect their opinion because it is one person's opinion. And we are a nation of many people. We are a globe with infinite people. So we don't have to worry about one person's opinion. I'd rather respect it, and it's good for them that they expressed what they are feeling. But it is up to me how I react to it. So usually I decide that, good for them that they are speaking for themselves, that they are upset with something about someone's life. I hope they are taking care of their own life. And which is in my hands. I will take care of my own life. I will choose what I want to choose. There are choices that you have to make. I will definitely keep up theatre because there are people who tell me that now you're working in films, na Sonali. What is the need to do theatre? It is not so fashionable. But I don't think so. It is my passion to be acting. And I will act, be it television, ads, be it theatre or films. So if one person feels that I should not wear a sari, I should not do theatre, I should not do XYZ, I am going to probably, I am not saying I want to ignore, but I think that it is my life and I want to choose what I want to do. And I will definitely follow my heart.
Actually, I want to, sorry, can you no, I just compare it with a barking dog. Okay, if you're going down the road and a dog starts barking at you, you're not going to bark back at the dog. You're going to ignore and go on your own path. So something which you don't like, somebody who's actively putting you down or criticizing you, ignore it. That's it. Full stop.
I have a little different take on this. Okay, give me 1 minute. Okay, so now of course it also depends on who's criticizing you and why you're feeling bad. Many a times what happens is if other people criticize, you don't feel bad. But if your own friend or your parent or your teacher who you like tells you something, now the first thing we need to do is why are they telling you? If they are telling you for, they all say they're telling you for your good. Okay, listen to them. Find out if it makes some sense. If they're saying that, I think you should study harder. No, but I'm studying. Okay, we don't need to get defensive. So just see, maybe say, okay, let's talk about it. Have a discussion with them. So this is about people who listen to them, but at the same time, you need to do what they all tell you, you need to do what you want to do. There's another thing. How many of you like potatoes here in this audience? Okay, aloo. Kisko aloo acha lagta hai? Sabko aloo acha. Okay, put your hands down. How many of you like mushrooms? Okay, how many of you hate mushrooms? Okay, now you need to decide whether you want to be an aloo or a mushroom. So, aloo is something which everybody likes. Okay, so वो बेचारा भला आदमी जिसको सब पसंद करते हैं. Mushroom, either you like a mushroom or you hate a mushroom. A mushroom has a distinctive flavor. Okay, so if you want to be someone special, someone different, there will be people who like you and there will be people who hate you. But you're worth being a mushroom.
Very well said. We'll move on to the next question. From the balcony again, any more questions? Do we have? Yeah, we will answer almost all the questions. Do we have mics up there? If not, then whoever has the mic, yeah, that's.
I'm Anushka Ghosh from St. John's High School, Borivali East. My question goes to Anjali ma'am. If a person is getting ignored by other students in school or college, he is feeling alone. Then what is it view?
See, first of all, beta, listen. It depends whether you're the person who is feeling ignored or your friend is feeling ignored. If you are feeling ignored and you're feeling bad about it, obviously you will feel bad. I hate being ignored. So if you're feeling bad about it, you either go and talk to your best friend and ask your friend, why do you think people are ignoring me? If your friends say they are not ignoring you, maybe you are feeling sorry for yourself, you need to look inwards or actually go up to the school's council and say, this is how I'm feeling. Okay, sometimes we may just be feeling this because, we feel. I remember I used to think, oh my God, I'm so short. Everybody is so tall. Okay, then I spoke to my friend. She said, oh, I think I'm so dark. You're so fair. I feel bad about it. Then two of us went and met a third friend. She says, I'm so tall. I feel I look like a giraffe. You girls look so nice because you all are so short. So the thing is, at this age, all of us, and then we made a group and we decided to ask everybody in the class. And we realized that in a class of 50 people, all of us were feeling bad for ourselves. Okay, so we all go through this phase. We will keep looking in the mirror and say, if you have curly hair, you want straight hair. If straight hair, you want curly hair. Chashma hai, to are log mujhe chashme banayenge. So we all feel sorry for ourselves. Now we need to understand if this is a phase we're going through or every morning if I'm feeling bad. Okay, if you're deliberately doing something because of which people are ignoring you. Remember the aloo mushroom story. Remember all these people, because at some phase, even if you're doing well, अरे तू तो बहुत पढ़ू है, तू तो टीचर का चमचा है, तू तो है. These are things you will get to hear. But if you think you're doing right, leave the people who are talking about you. But if you want to make more friends, then talk to other people who you trust and tell them, I want to make more friends. How can I be popular? Don't try to be the most popular person of the class because that means you want. But just find out, and if you're feeling bad, nothing in life is worth feeling bad about. Get up, go there, change it if you can, accept it if you can, but move on. Thank you.
There's one digression there. Abhaji, I would want you to get involved in this. You are from a field of work, architecture, I believe, a male-dominated bastion to a lot of extent, and a female who has her own niche there with your excellent work. How difficult has been for you to break the glass ceiling?
I think the glass ceiling only exists in your mind. If you think you are capable, you work really hard, there's nothing to substitute hard work for, and you persevere, you get some knocks and you stand up and you continue, there's nothing stopping you. And so try and be the best you can if you want to pursue I mean, be the best chef if you can, be the best tailor if you can, today the best tailor would become a high-end fashion designer. The best, call somebody a cook and they'll become a great chef if they're really superlative in their work. So excellence is something that you can't substitute. Just keep going on. It doesn't matter what the color of your skin is, whether you're a girl or a boy. And the glass ceiling is only in your head. Especially in a country like India, where constitutionally you have the same rights, educationally there's nothing that holds you back as a woman. I think we should stop cutting ourselves slack as women to say, oh, I shouldn't do this because I'm a girl and I can't do this because I'm a girl. If you stop that and you truly believe that you can do it because you're good at it, nothing can hold you back. Today you have the top bankers who are women. We've had a tradition of politicians. You have even today, not only we've had past prime ministers who've been women, but even today in political parties, you've had women leading political parties, which are male bastions. So I don't think there should be and is anything like a glass ceiling when it comes to gender.
I'd just like to say, if any of you think it's a male-dominated society, please look at this panel here.
The panel we have put together thoughtfully. Any which ways, we come back here towards the end rows behind Yaya. Yes. Yes, please.
You are conservative, that's what I feel. So when you go across people who are not liking your work, like there are some people that who want their religious societies to be the same. So how do you deal with them?
So what I do is I'm an architect by training, and then I work on restoring buildings that are old buildings or turning them into something else. So, for example, the Royal Bombay Opera House that was closed down for 23 years is now an active performing live theatre. But in that, like in every field, I think all of us who are here, when you do something, there are people who don't want change. And there is an inertia of rest which everybody is comfortable with. If you had a choice that you could sit on your couch and be given a big bucket of popcorn and chips and you did nothing, you'd obviously choose that. And the same thing happens when you grow up as an adult. Nobody likes change because they fear change. They don't know what it's going to entail. And that is why a lot of times things don't improve because everybody is comfortable in that state of existence. So whether you're trying to make a change in an urban landscape, whether you try within your own society campus, if you want to clean it up and you get people together, there'll always be some people who tell you, Rehne do, what's your problem? Just let it be. So I think that is where your conviction in what you're doing, whether it's right or wrong, matters. And that's where you need to build consensus. You need to talk to people, put your idea across. If you have an idea, you need to discuss it with people. And then out of the 100 people you speak with, maybe 10 would agree with you and 20 may not. But if it's a worthwhile idea, you would be able to win them over. Or just carry on regardless.
Dr. Neha, I have a little deviation from the question that was asked. And when you talk about developmental difficulties in children, how do you approach the child? I mean, the child is not aware of all the difficulties. He just knows that I have acceptance problems. I don't make friends easily.
Yeah, okay. So if we take a child who say has dyslexia. So dyslexia as a child is a condition where the child's intelligence is normal. So if you measure an IQ of a child, it will come equal or more than mine. But the child might have some specific difficulties in learning, in reading or writing. You've seen Tare Zameen Par. So it has been depicted quite nicely there. When I get a report of this child, a lot of times what happens is parents bring the reports. The parents have done this test somewhere. They bring the reports. And nobody has talked to the child. What's happening? The first thing which I do is I go through this report with this child. And I highlight the fact of his IQ, which has been 110. So the first thing is to make the child understand that he is intelligent. यहाँ पे है, okay? सब कुछ हो सकता है. Everybody learns. They just learn in different ways, and we need to show the parents and the teachers in the school the right way to teach this child. Once the child knows कि intelligence है, मेरा IQ डॉक्टर के उतना है या उससे भी ज़्यादा है, believe me, the smile on their face just changes their life. Then the rest becomes easy. तो आपको ठीक है, आपको रीडिंग करने नहीं आता है, मुझे बैट बॉल खेलने नहीं आता है, आपको फुटबॉल खेलने आता है, मुझे नहीं आता है. We just have to practice a little bit more at what we are not so good at. And that's how I do.
Thank you so much. Next. Hello ma'am, I'm from AMK Premier School and my name is Anand. I want to ask the question from Abha ma'am. My question is, like we know, knowledge is the most powerful weapon in the life. Today, like our school teachers tell, just don't understand the thing, just learn it. Because we want marks. The marks will say that we are a good child, like we are intelligent or we are not. So how can we stop that? Like understanding is more important than learning something. Like if I understand a thing, I can apply it in my future. If I don't, then how can? So what are your views on this question?
That's a very intelligent question, but then I think that is a problem with our education system, and you can't fight it individually. A lot has changed since probably the time I sat for my board exams and you sit for your board exams. I've seen my daughter study ICSE and now move to CBSE, but let's face it, when I was a student in class 10, my favorite subjects were history and English, and I loved these two subjects. But when it came to scoring, and physics was not my favorite subject, I'd always score in my 90s without really working towards physics, but history and English, even however much I worked, my marks would never come to that level. So I could, I enjoyed one subject because I understood. I mean, with physics it was for me very simple that yes, there's an action, there's a reaction, and for me it was very analytical, so my brain could process it faster. And even though I didn't love that subject and I loved, say, history, maybe my brain couldn't remember all the dates and therefore I wouldn't score in history. So having said that, yes, you do realize after a bit, and I think all of you are past masters by the time you have your prelims and your pre-boards and this and that and the other, where your problem area lies and which subjects you're really, even the ones you love, you probably don't score as much, and the ones you do score. So I agree that at that point you do have to realize that yes, some things just are analytical, basic, make common sense and your brain is able to process them, but for some you just have to go through rote. The fact remains that 20 years or 30 years down the line, you'll remember those things that came naturally to you, and the ones that you just learned overnight for an exam the next day will disappear from your mind. But until we completely change the way our educational systems operate, I think there is a bit of that rote and this. But believe me one thing, nothing goes waste. And your brain eventually picks out, and whatever you put effort in, at some point or the other, it does help you. So in your, it might not affect things in your immediate future, but it does in the long run. So and the good thing by then is that by the time you clear class 10, you pretty much know what you're good at, what you're not, and that helps you choose what you want to do earlier in life. So I was good at physics, and that's why I got into architecture, but I still loved history. So I didn't let it go. I didn't get marks in history, but even as an architect I said, all right, I'm going to deal with historical monuments all my life. So I dropped the physics. So I think you can balance it out.
Would Dr. Anjali like to add something?
See, there are two steps. To understand the subject, you need to read it. And it's very important to understand what you're doing. But if you want to get marks, you need to memorize it. Now what we should do is, we should make the use of parents in the house to help us memorize things. Okay, so if something is not coming easy, and others after you keep pado, give her your Hindi book, tell her ki mummy make a list of all Paryavarchi subjects, keep putting it up on different places in your house so that you can memorize it. Okay, so understanding is for you to learn. Memorize is to get marks. So if you want better marks, make it easy for you to memorize it.
Very nice, yes.
Thank you. I am Ananya Rajaram and I am from Universal School Ghatkopar. My question today is directed to Dr. Sameer, whom I understand is a pediatrician. Like mentioned, television is a medium through which one can reach billions. My parents constantly bicker about and criticize advertisements and doubt their authenticity, especially those directed towards the development of young children. Such as drinks with taglines like boost increases stamina or Complan increases brain power. I'm 14 years old and my mom keeps changing drinks every year. Nothing has ever increased my brain power. So this sends me into thought. What are your views on the same?
I don't agree with that. Your brain power hasn't increased. It's brilliant.
Before that, may I interject, Sameer, on your question? My mother gave me triangular parathas and amka achar every day for 12 years of my school. It didn't increase my brain power. So be grateful your mother changes your drink every week.
Well, there are two perspectives to it. Do any nutrients or substances really increase brain power? When the older you get, the answer is no. But when the real time the nutrients help you, is just for your information, is not when you are 10 years old, maybe a little when you are 5 years old, maybe a little more when you are a year or so old. But the real power of nutrients is when a lady is pregnant and she has a child in the womb and her nutrition is taken care of. Because that is the time the child's brain architecture is being laid down. And that is the crucial time. If any nutrient is missing, then that deficiency will manifest after the child is born in his or her brain and for the rest of the child's life. So my suggestion here is a simple thing like anemia. You know what's anemia? Low iron, low hemoglobin. Let us focus on that fact. If you see in India, maybe not in this gathering here, but rural India, more than 50% girls especially have anemia, and I'm sure even in this hall at least 20-30% would have anemia. Now we all know how to increase our iron intake, but we also should remember that if you eat a lot of food with iron, but you immediately have chai or coffee after that, the phytates bind to the iron and they don't allow you to absorb iron. So let us not worry about the power drinks or the brain drinks too much, but let us not forget simple things like a good balanced diet, which gives us all the nutrients that there are in nature. I'll tell you why. Today we know there are X number of vitamins. Did we know that 50 years back? No, but were they there in nature or no? They were there in the natural fruits and vegetables. 20 years later we'll know about 20 more vitamins. Do we know about them today? So today we can't add them to these artificial power or brain drinks. But where are they present even today? They are present in natural food. So the most important brain tonic, one, is to eat a balanced diet because different fruits, different vegetables contain different vitamins. So you need to get all of that. The most important brain tonic according to me is 9 to 10 hours of sleep at night. If you really want a brain tonic, do that. You should go to bed early. The longer your brain gets sleep, the better is a maintenance work. You know what's a maintenance work for a car? If you give your Mercedes car, he'll tell you come after 3 days because I need to open the engine, service it and give it back to you. But if you go back after 1 hour, the engine will be quite a mess. It won't be cleaned up. When your brain goes to sleep, after a couple of hours, it recognizes that okay, now no activity, I can start my maintenance work, cleaning like happens in an auditorium. And that takes 7-8 hours. So when you wake up after 10-11 hours, your brain is fresh, you're feeling fresh. That's your brain power. But if you don't sleep much, and the brain knows that look, she's going to get up in some time, let me not do the maintenance at all. Aadha chhodna padega. That is what really harms us. So the best brain tonic is 10 to 11 hours of sleep at night No point sleeping 4 hours in the afternoon and 6 at night, because again, no maintenance. 10 to 11 hours at night. Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. One second. Before that, also, I don't want any of you to leave your house on an empty stomach. Very important to eat your breakfast and go. Okay, and the other thing is pani. India में अभी तक free में मिलता है. Please drink lots of water every day and no point in starving your body. So eat. If your mother is giving you milk or whatever, please eat and try and eat every 2 hours. That is fantastic to even become thin.
Good morning, ma'am. Yes. Good morning, ma'am. My name is Rishikesh Vazir. I am from Don Bosco English School in Badlapur Village. My question is to Mrs. Sonali Kulkarni, ma'am. We all know that education is important, and every person is telling that to do studies, get the education as most you can. But my question is that you are an actress and many actors are there. But is there any exams for you? Because we have the exams for being engineering, doctors, and every parent is telling that you must do studies. But some students have their own choice that we want to be an engineer, we want to be an actress or actor. So what is your opinion for that?
Rishikesh, I love your question. It's a brilliant question. To answer you in one sentence, my exams are not once. My exams go on lifetime because my audience is my question paper. I have to answer you. And I have to excel each time, because if I was, see, for example, there was a film called Daira in 1995 when I was in college, and it was Amol Palekar's film where I played a boy. I mean, because of situation, my transvestite friend tells me to become a boy. And in the entire film, I was a boy, and in the France International Film Festival, my co-star Nirmal Pandey got the Best Actress Award, and I got the Best Actor Award. So, it was after which I felt that I'm so happy and I have done well in my exams and I got a prize too. But how to survive then? Because you are not here to do one film or one play. I really like acting and I want to keep up with it. But every time I want to immerse myself completely. I want to read my script well. I want to trust my director. It's not me who's making a film. When Dil Chahta Hai was made, have you seen Dil Chahta Hai? It's a very nice film directed by Farhan Akhtar. It is one of the milestones in Indian cinema. When I did Dil Chahta Hai, I had to trust Farhan. You know, when I did a film called Dr. Prakash Baba Amte, I got to perform as Mandatai Amte. She's a living legend. You must have heard about Baba Amte, who's a great social worker. So this was a film about his son and his daughter-in-law, and I played the daughter-in-law. So if I got this lifetime opportunity to play Mandatai Amte, and if I fail in my exam, people are going to hate me. People are going to say that she does such a fantastic work, and what did Sonali do? So I can't afford to do that. I can't, create harm for somebody else who's living with us, who's an inspiring person. So I again had to put 100% into that film, and so to say, I never had a question paper. I never had to say that if you want to memorize a dialogue, how many times should you read? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. There is no answer to it. But as I have to be true to myself, which is a difficult thing in this profession. I'm just taking 2 extra minutes, but I want to tell you, I was fortunate enough to get a teacher called Pandit Satyadev Dubeji. So I attended his theatre workshops, and I really want to share this with all of you here. So his workshop happened in Pune. I was studying at Ferguson College. I was in 11th, and I was filled with teenage complexes. I felt I was not good looking. I felt I was dark. I felt my nose had a problem. I still feel that it is very chotu. It is not a... And my parents come from a middle class background. So I felt that, we are not rich. We had no telephone at house. I used to ride my brother's cycle. So it was I was the third generation. My son Sandeep used it, Sandesh used it, and then it came to Sonali. So I was living a absolutely non-glamorous life. And I asked Dubeji, everything, he would encourage students ki aap sawal pucho, ask whatever you feel like. So that time I used to feel ki I have a very problematic voice. My voice is not sweet, because a woman should have a sweet voice. So I was all of 16, 17 and I had this question. So first of all, Dubeji told me, for all your complexes, don't tell me crying story. I don't like cryful heroines. Tell me a story which is full of dreams. Don't tell me a story of problems. Everybody has problems. At least you are getting food for 2 times. Ask your question. So my question was, Hindi mein maine pucha tha. So he said, ask. So I was petrified because he was a legend. He came to Pune. We were a class of some 150 students and the entire cream from Pune that time. Rich girls, beautiful girls, people who liked me, boys who were, proposing me, boys who I wanted to propose. Everybody was there in that gang, and some teachers also. So I started, Dubeji, agar kisi ki awaaz, so Dubeji said, फिर से पूछो. So I couldn't even complete my question and I didn't understand why is he saying that. I started again. I did. अगर किसी की आवाज अच्छी नहीं है तो क्या फिर से पूछो. So I said okay. अगर किसी की आवाज अच्छी नहीं, so he stopped me 100 times. 100 times, believe you me, and I was at the end of it. I was so frustrated, humiliated. I was sweating. I was embarrassed because I was standing alone in that crowd, and I was trying to ask one simple question to him, and he wouldn't let me complete my question. So at one point, I had decided that I will not let him say "फिर से पूछो." So before he could say, I was so desperate to complete my question. I said, "सुनिए, अगर किसी की आवाज अच्छी नहीं है तो करना क्या चाहिए?" So, you know what his answer was? He said, "ऐसे बोलना चाहिए अपनी आवाज में." So I was trying to pretend to be somebody else all the time. I was not accepting myself. So he has told me to accept myself first. So my exams are every day. When I look in the mirror, I don't look in the mirror. I just feel really nice about myself. I have lots of dreams in my eyes and in my heart. And I wake up every day to fulfill those dreams.
I think that was a brilliant answer. No one could have answered it, more aptly. And on that note, we would like to end this session. I know there will be a few unanswered questions, students who want to make a mark, like she said, for various reasons. But all the same, we need to end. We need to look at the, we can do that. We are running short of time, and Sonali ji, Abaji need to go. They have taken their time off from their busy schedules, and we need to honor and respect their time. They spent a lot of time with you all, and I really thank them for being here. All of them, in fact.
I think we need to give them a big round of applause for spending time with us. Thank you so much. Great. While we are getting our photographs taken, okay, give yourselves a big round of applause as well for being absolutely great with those questions. I think our panel is quite impressed with it, I must say. Yes? Good. There's so much that we can learn from these young minds in time, and so much we can also take back. Absolutely. Great, thank you very much. We'd like to wish you all the very, very best, okay? Of course, some of you will be coming back as star correspondents. And remember, that's a great opportunity that Times of India, Times NIE gives young students like you. So give them a big round of applause. Put your hands together. Also for our partners, Brain IQ, for partnering with this wonderful program. Thank you so much to everyone, the schools, the teachers, the parents, everybody. And for all of our students and everyone, on your way out, remember to collect your snack boxes. Remember, khali pet kahin nahi jana. Good. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.